So, you know, this isn't really funny, not at all, but I mean, you know, all right, so, I'm not a real fan of mental health treatment, okay? And mental health care, what is that? And, are there good people and bad people? I mean, there are some people where it's like, yeah, well, that person's doing incredible amounts of harm and has done, but are there? Well, what I was going to say is I think there are some good people in mental health care, but not for sure, not everyone. Okay, so, I think about what, my sibling is going through right now. My one sibling who is not a psychologist, and it's hell, all right? Our mom, psychologist. All right, even tempered. All right, psychologist, became a psychologist in her late 40s, early 50s. All right, so three brothers, one of them, I mean, well, his undergrad degree is in religious studies. Okay, so he got out of the South. um, the two other brothers, the younger brothers, from him, are I think they both have undergraduate degrees in psychology and doctorates in clinical psychology, and uh, his second ex-wife uh, didn't quite complete a doctoral program in psychology. So yeah, and then who else is there? Well, my mom's husband, a psychiatrist, and yeah, there's been some real bad harm done. All right, but and our dad, an artist who died in 2011, and yeah, and here we are. So you know, uh, two of us really trying to survive these ideas that people have about mental health. All right, so and who can do what as far as yeah, I'm gonna put this label on. Yeah, well, I mean, here's what I think about mental health. Whatever, the okay, it's a DSM, and I've made it into you know an art piece more or less, and what I should do is go through and put things between pages. And what is this, a sculpture? Uh, yeah. So the Book of Deadly Diagnoses. I mean, yeah, in so many ways it is. A person is labeled and put on drugs that are addictive or otherwise debilitating. I mean, you know, uh, sometimes is punishment. And when a person doesn't conform, yeah, well, I will say again, my dad um, had started out in a doctoral program in psychology, possibly before he and my mom were married. I like asking questions, but he had dropped out of a graduate program in psychology. And, when I got his DD 214, uh, you know, I never knew dad had REP 6-3 status. And, uh, he was in there as having a degree, sociology, psychology is what it said. And he was E1, so, he was not I mean, he didn't enter the military as anything other than just, basic enlisting, but he had that REP 63 status, and what was that about? I wonder, but so so there's our dad, you know, uh, became an artist when I was a young child. I mean, I'm guessing dad was always had some of that, but yeah. So my brother, who is not a psychologist, and I grew up with an artist father and a mom who stayed at home and had babies. All right, and now you know there's this thing of uh this person's this and this person's this, and real estate of the mind. That is what I wanted to talk about. When there is no place for you, because people are saying, you're to this, you're to that, you know, uh, it can be just we don't like you, and really, it also can be people that aren't real creative that just I am going to think this way, or they use that framework to have stability in their life. And well, I mean, you know, what is psychology? What is it? What what is what is that stuff? We could talk about industrialization and things like that. Anyway, yeah. Well, I don't I don't I don't much care for it myself. I did think about becoming an art therapist when I was working on a degree in art and hoping to do something where I could be my artist self and have stability, because we did not have financial stability when I was growing up. My dad, I mean, that can be hard to achieve as an artist. So yeah, real estate of the mind, real estate of the mind. What if psychologists around you, your family says, there's no room for you, you don't belong, or here you're on this page that says sociopath or psychopath or whatever ugly thing it might be. You're on that axis, I mean, you know, everything that can be wrong with anyone in this book, that's wrong with you. I mean, it really, for a person under that kind of duress, and is that strong enough of a word? I mean, a person has to be able to draw on humor, I think, and also a person needs support. So yeah, you know, well, when again, real estate of the mind, when people say there ain't no room for you, you can't stay here, well, I guess we have to sort of, carve out a place for ourselves, and help humans, if mental health practitioners need help remembering their full humanity. I mean, I don't know that we're the ones for the job, but maybe something needs to help that